They have been living side by side with us for more than 30,000 years. We take care of them, they love and delight us. It would seem that what else do we not know about them? Dogs can recognize human emotions. Dogs are the only kind of animals other than humans themselves that can recognize our emotions. A cursory glance is enough for them to understand whether you are happy, embarrassed, angry or sad. They are even able to empathize with people, feeling the same emotions as their person. Dogs sweat. It turns out, dogs sweat too. But while in humans sweat is released through the skin over the entire surface of the body, in dogs it appears through the paws. You can see this by watching the dog on a hot summer day. A salty smell, reminiscent of the smell of popcorn or corn chips, will be a characteristic feature. Dog nose prints are as unique as human fingerprints. Dog nose prints are unique, so they are used to identify an animal, just as fingerprints are used to identify a person. Criminologists often use this circumstance when investigating crimes involving animals and their owners. There are rich people among the dogs. Many owners love their pets very much, cherish them, and even include them in their will as heirs, even if there are heirs among people. In the USA alone, the number of dogs that are the main heirs is estimated at more than 1 million. Dogs can memorize hundreds of words. The average dog is as easy to learn as a human child and can learn from 200 to 500 words. Moreover, the dog can master the basics of mathematics, for example, learn to count and arrange numbers in ascending order. Greyhounds are a twice famous breed. Greyhounds are known not only as the fastest dog breed capable of accelerating up to 72 km per hour, but also as the only dog breed mentioned in the Bible, meaning the Book of Proverbs of Solomon 30:31, King James Version. The body temperature of dogs is higher than the human body temperature. The average body temperature in dogs varies from 38.3 to 39.4 degrees Celsius. A higher body temperature attracts fleas and ticks, so dogs are more likely to suffer from their bites than humans. Zero Pit Bull is not a breed. In fact, there is no Pit Bull breed. Pit Bull is the collective name of such breeds as the American Pit Bull Terrier, American Staffordshire Terrier, Bull Terrier, Great Dane, Japanese Tosa, Great Dane of Bordeaux, and Bulldog. Zero rain noise is harmful to dog ears. Dogs do not like to go outside in the rain, not because they are afraid of getting wet, but because rain noise can damage their sensitive ears. Zero dogs can detect cancer and other diseases. If a person has cancer, diabetes, epilepsy, his dog may be the first to know about it. Studies have shown that dogs can be trained to detect cancer of a specific organ, for example, lung, breast, skin, bladder, and prostate. Scientists believe that dogs can smell even a very faint smell of malignant neoplasms. Dogs' sense of smell is 100,000 times more sensitive than humans' sense of smell. Humans have about 5 million olfactory receptors in the nose, and bloodhounds have up to 300 million. You can't hide a bone from them. Zero having a dog in the house can protect owners from asthma and colds. Studies show that children who have lived in families with dogs are less likely to have allergies, and they are less likely to get sick than children who are brought up in families without pets. Saluki, the oldest known breed of dog. Saluki is considered the oldest breed of dog known to man. In ancient Egypt, they belonged to the reigning families. They were treated with reverence during their lifetime, and even mummified after their death as pharaohs. Dogs can suffer from depression. Dogs can suffer from seasonal affective disorder as well as humans. If your pet has seasonal depression, play with him or take him for a walk to stretch his muscles and fill him with new impressions and sensations. The Siberian Husky is the hardiest breed of dogs. While greyhounds are the fastest among dogs, huskies are the hardiest. A husky team can travel more than 160 km per day, moving at a speed of more than 17 km per hour. Zero dogs can fall in love when a dog contacts people or other dogs. Oxytocin, the hormone of love, is released in her brain. This process is identical to what happens in the human brain when he hugs or kisses. Paul McCartney wrote songs for his dog. The Beatles' song A Day in the Life. Paul McCartney finished with a dog whistle, a signal that a person does not perceive, but dogs hear perfectly, in honor of his shepherd, Martha. He also wrote the song My Dear Martha in honor of her, which was included in the album of 1968. 0. The smartest and stupidest dog breeds. The smartest breed are considered to be the Border Collie, the ordinary Poodle and the German Shepherd. The Afghan Hound and Basenji, on the contrary, are considered the most poorly trained breeds. The homeland of the French Poodle is not France, the homeland of the Poodle is Germany. The name Poodle is derived from the German Pudel or Pudelhund and means splashing dog. The world-famous haircut of poodles appeared when hunters cut them for the convenience of swimming, leaving only a little wool to keep warm. The dog is the first animal to orbit the Earth. The husky became the first living creature to orbit the Earth. Her flight on Sputnik 2 took place in 1957. Although she herself died during the flight, her daughter, Fluff, gave birth to 4 puppies from the terrier Charlie, whose owner was U.S. President John Kennedy. The largest of their ever-living dogs is the English Mastiff. The English Mastiff Zorba, born in 1981, was the largest dog in history. Its weight was more than 155 kilograms, and the length from the tip of the nose to the tip of the tail was 251.5 centimeters. 0. Collies at one time were considered a vicious breed of collie. At one time was considered a vicious breed of dog, mainly due to the fact that this breed is of Scottish origin, and the Scots were considered uneducated and poor people. The collie became a popular and prestigious breed in the 19th century, when Queen Victoria became a fan of them. The height of an adult animal at the withers is more than 80 centimeters. One of the representatives of the breed, a dog named Gibson, is listed in the Guinness Book of Records as the tallest. The length of its body from nose to tail is 15 centimeters. Today, the largest dog in the world is the Great Dane George, whose height at the withers is 1.1 m, body length is 2.21 m, weight is 110 kilograms. Chihuahuas are the smallest dogs, distinguished by great courage. The name of the breed comes from the name of the state in Mexico, where the dogs come from. A Chihuahua named Millie is recognized as the smallest dog. Her height does not exceed 9 centimeters, and her weight at the age of 2 was only 400 grams. Saint Bernards are the heaviest representatives of dogs in the world. The most muscular dog, Big Wendy, comes from Whippet hounds. Her voluminous musculature was formed due to defective genes. Despite her harsh appearance, she is very kind and likes to lie on the lap of the owners. Greyhound hounds are the fastest runners at a short distance. The maximum recorded speed shown by the dog named Star was 67 km per hour. If you want to get the smartest dog, pay attention to the representatives of the breed Poodle, Doberman, German Shepherd, Labrador, or Husky. The Afghan Hound is the most difficult to train. The rarest and little-known breed of dog is Chinook. In 1981, when they decided to renew the breed, there were only 12 individuals among its representatives. Even today, the breed is teetering on the brink of extinction. Eskimo dogs are in the same position. There are 703 official dog breeds in the world. Dogs can laugh by making a kind of snort, and they can recognize such a laugh even in the recording and react to it accordingly. Domestic dogs are subject to stress on a par with their owners. In a third of dogs, a state of stress causes stomach disorders. The family in which a four-legged friend lives is his pack, where the owner will be a leader who is respected for strength and authority. The dog will be happy to follow commands and take responsibility for the protection of the family and territory. For the same reason, in half of the cases, a domestic dog will sleep in the same bed with its owners, even if it is forbidden. Instinct, you can't argue with it. If you want to have a silent dog that won't bother you with barking, get a Basenji puppy. Representatives of this breed do not bark, but purr melodiously, but even this is very rare to hear from them. 5 to 34,000 years. There are two versions of domestication. First, people specially tamed a wild animal, which was initially used to help in hunting, and only then the dog became not only an assistant, but also a companion. According to another version, no one tamed the dogs on purpose, the whole process happened naturally. Wolves began to settle closer to human settlements because of the opportunity to feast on the remains of carcasses of harvested animals, as a result of which there was a gradual domestication. The findings of wolf bones speak in favor of this. The remains of ancient wolves found near human sites are over 100,000 years old. The exact ancestors of pets are unknown. There are suggestions that dogs descended from wolves or jackals, since modern species of these animals easily interbreed with dogs. There is also an assumption that there was an intermediate species, the wolf jackal, which later became a domestic dog. 40 million years ago, there was a beast on the planet that resembled a modern weasel. These creatures lived in trees and in burrows. In the process of evolution, these animals became the progenitors of wolves, jackals, and dogs. In addition, due to the wide variety of breeds that differ in appearance and size, there is a possibility that dogs originate from different ancestors. A dog and a wolf have about 80 similar chromosomes in their DNA, and the composition of their teeth allows them to eat not only meat food. But some species of hounds, whose set of chromosomes differs from the wolf by more than half, have a jaw structure designed to consume only meat. The genetic code of dogs is divided into 4 groups. The first, the oldest, is similar to the wolf, while the next 3 are obtained and fixed by selection. More modern sets of genes are responsible for what the dog will be able to do best: hunt, guard, or graze cattle. Of the modern dog breeds, Sharpei, Pekingese and Siberian Huskies have the longest history. Properties of the organism. It has long been known that dogs are colorblind due to the fact that they lack cones on the retina of the eye responsible for the perception of the red and orange spectrum. But dogs distinguish all shades of gray better than us. The structure of the dog's eye is such that it perceives moving objects better. Scientists conducted an experiment and found out that a dog can see a person standing motionless at a distance of no more than 250 meters, while he can see a waving man for 1.5 kilometers. The viewing angle for most dogs is about 250 degrees, and for hounds, 270 degrees. In dogs, unlike humans, there is a third eyelid to protect the eyes. It is located in the inner corner of the eyes and serves to clean the surface. Hearing in dogs is much thinner than in humans. The pet is able to distinguish sounds with a frequency of up to 40 kHz, ultrasound, whereas in humans the limit is 20 kHz. Thanks to its fine hearing, the dog distinguishes music well and sensitively catches the slightest dissonance. In 1/600 of a second, the dog is able to determine the source of sound at a distance 4 times higher than the available limit of a person. A dog's wet nose is the main tool for finding food, a partner, and social behavior. The dog is able to divide the total flow of odors into components in order to isolate the necessary one. The sensitivity of the scent is such that the dog can catch billionths of the desired substance. Moisture on the nose helps to better catch odors and navigate by them. The fingerprint of a dog's nose is unique for each individual and can be used as an identifier, just like fingerprints in humans. Dogs regulate body temperature through their tongue. Therefore, tight muzzles that do not allow the tongue to stick out can lead to the death of a dog from overheating. An interesting way is used by a dog to quench thirst. She drinks water with her tongue rolled up in the form of an inverted spoon. In our opinion, this is inconvenient, but everything suits her. Sweat in dogs is released through the pads of the paws, which is why microorganisms accumulate there, whose vital activity creates a smell similar to the aroma of chips. If you smell a characteristic ambergris, then do not scold the pet, but just wash his paws. Sensitive hearing and fine nose allow the dog to feel the slightest fluctuations in the atmosphere, so our four-legged friends can predict the weather. Dogs have 2 sets of teeth. The first set, a puppy, contains only 28 teeth, and is completely replaced by 5 months. An adult dog has 42 teeth, of which 22 are located on the lower jaw. The dog uses 18 types of muscles to move its ears. Dogs of the Lundhund breed have 6 fingers, whereas other species have 4, and the 5th, profitable finger, can be located at different heights, and often has no effect on the movement of the dog. Some breeds require the removal of profitable fingers by standards. Chihuahua puppies at birth have a soft fontanelle on the crown, just like a human baby. Chocolate and raisins can cause great harm to the dog's body, even in small quantities. These two products cause the most severe diseases, since they are not split by the body of the dog. Intelligence. Dogs can count to at least 5 and perform the simplest mathematical actions within these limits. Their mental development corresponds to the intelligence of a child aged 2 to 5 years. Therefore, it is not necessary to demand logical actions from the pet, but no one has cancelled the ingenuity and life experience that our four-legged friends often use. Dogs know how to cross the road correctly. That's just not using traffic light signals for this, although they look in that direction. The signal to start driving is the behavior of people at the crossing, the actions of drivers slowing down, and the distance to the car. Urban stray dogs are able not only to cross the road correctly, but also to use the subway services, moving from one area of the city to another in search of food. Man and dog are related at the genetic level. This is expressed not only in the fact that we have a lot of common genes, but also in dogs' perception of verbal signals given by humans. Scientists conducted an experiment in which puppies of a dog and a wolf were involved. 2 closed containers were placed in front of the kids, in one of which food was hidden. The experimenters showed with the movements of the body in which of them the delicacy is stored. The cubs lost to the puppies, because for them understanding a person is not an important skill for survival. Dogs, like many pets, like classical music. They perceive rock negatively, but four-legged music lovers do not perceive pop music as music. Although there are exceptions to any rule. Funny and unusual skills of pets. A dog driving is no wonder for a long time. In New Zealand, 3 dogs were taught not only to drive a car in a straight line, but also to turn. It has long been noticed that over time, dogs and their owners become similar not only in character, but also acquire an external similarity. Dogs experience emotions similar to human ones. They know how to be sad, happy, angry, love and much more, and their expressive pug convey the whole gamut of feelings to people. Dogs, like humans, understand what they are being pointed at. No other animal on earth perceives this gesture correctly. Do not pass by the fact that your pet can feel a negative emotion directed at you, even if it is not obvious. Take a closer look at the reaction of a domestic dog to visiting friends. It's not for nothing that they say that a dog does not rush at a good person. Dogs are able to determine when the owner will come home, and rejoice in advance of his appearance, even if it happens at different times. The dog's devotion defies description. Remember the films White Beam, Black Ear, or Hachiko, shot on the basis of real stories. The dog can detect cancer in the owner at an early stage. The main thing is to understand the signals given by a faithful friend in time. If you had a hard day or it was ruined, then stroke your pet, and all the bad things will go away, the burden of worries will be removed, and the mood will rise. The dog in the house is the best psychotherapist. He will listen, caress, support and will not annoy with advice and moralizing. Dogs ask for the same food that people eat because they trust the opinion of the owner. If you enjoy any dish, your dog will definitely ask for a piece.